Joanna Mackenzie. We were sitting on a beach one day a few years ago, and I started to ask her questions about it. I wanted to give back to the community, and about 6 weeks later, and probably 500 questions, we decided that we would try to become a billet family for tryouts. And at that point, we hadn't made our decision to fully commit yet, which was a great opportunity to try it. And then we met Matt, and then I said, well, that's it. If he makes the team, we're keeping him. I was nervous. Were you nervous?
A little bit. I didn't know what to expect.
I didn't know either. I knew that I took my kids because they were a great distraction. You were very kind, and you had a great handshake. And
my dad was there too.
Your dad and your brother Zach. And from there, we literally took him home, and I remember thinking, oh my gosh, this must be such a big change for this boy, heading to a family's house that he's never met. And then it was just easy. Yeah.
I think that day my dad actually went home the day I moved in here. So yeah, that was my first time kind of moving away from home, and at that point I wasn't sure if I was staying or not. But once I found out that I was staying, it was definitely a big adjustment. Yeah, well, I guess just from the beginning, we became close very quickly, and then ever since then, I spent some time here in the summer, and it's a place that I enjoy being. It's almost just like a second home to me, pretty much.
I think when he leaves after the season's over, I try my best to touch base every day. But my daughter and I actually took about 4 or 5 days, and we went over to visit at his cottage this summer, and we got the chance to chill, which was nice. And it's a friendship that I know will be there for life. And his family and our family are very close, and it's a great relationship.
There's quite a few. I don't spend Christmas here, but there has been some Christmas festivities before I go home for Christmas. Yeah, there's been quite a few
We took
memories.
Matt to Basin Head this summer. It was his first time to Basin Head.
Basin Head Beach. We went paintballing.
Yes.
A lot of memories at Goji's. Spent a lot of time at Goji's. Yeah, and then I've met pretty much all the family, extended family as well. So
yeah,
definitely a lot of new friendships that I've made. Well, they're two very different personality types. So Ethan is probably the most respectful grade 6 I've ever met in my life, and then Emmy is very outgoing. She's like a little firecracker. So they're very different. With Emmy, I came here when she was young. I don't think she said a word to me for the first 2 months or so. But finally she warmed up to me, and now she's just like my little sister. So she's not scared to put me in my place. Yeah, and me and Ethan, we also have a very strong relationship. So
I can't imagine. I can't imagine the day I get that phone call. I have never known a hockey player to stay in one place for 5 years. Someday it will come, and I will cry like a baby for days and days. But I often tell myself that the most important thing that I can do in that situation is to try to put my feelings aside and support him, because he's going to then go to a brand new place and have to do that all over again. And he won't have my big bear hugs every single day.
Well, it's different. It's different when I know that I'm going to be coming back. If it was a situation where I went home for the summer not knowing if I was going to be back on the island the next season, it would definitely be very sad. Here is like second home to me, like I said earlier. And yeah, I've been through a lot here. I have a lot of memories here, so it's a place that is very close to me, and it'll be sad to not be living here anymore one day. Life goes on.
We hope it doesn't happen.
And the relationship won't ever end still. So
no.
it's yeah, it's definitely a good memories to have.
I like the stories where I talk to families who were either past hockey players or that were past billet families, and they're talking about the weddings and then when they end up having children, and those are my favorite. Those are my favorites because I'm like, I know that we will continue to talk and our families will continue to touch, base all the time. And yeah, I know it'll happen. It's just going to be a sad day when I wake up and come downstairs and know that his things aren't here anymore. His demeanor of the way he carries himself on the ice, my son as well is a goalie, much younger, but I couldn't ask for a better role model for him. And they don't talk hockey that often, but Matt every now and then goes out on the ice with my son Ethan, and my heart just explodes with joy. It's pretty amazing to see.
For me, Steph's very outgoing. So, no matter what kind of day you're having, she's always positive, no matter what. And me being a goalie, positivity is one of the biggest things. So living here has been very, her being so positive has been very helpful for me away from the rink.
That's so sweet. Thanks. I would say Matthew's loyalty. He is probably, from a very young age of 16, which was only a few years ago, I admired his loyalty. And that extends into many aspects of his life. His friendships, his family, and his hockey team. There are multiple that I could talk about, but I think the top one would be his loyalty.
Yeah, well, I mean, you go through a lot being a goalie in junior hockey. There's lots of ups and downs. I know I've definitely had my fair share, but for me, just being able to come home to a place where it doesn't really matter whether you had a good game that week or whether you're performing well or not, you're just accepted as a part of the family. And that's what Steph and the Clarks have provided for me. So just having that is kind of something that is important for any junior player, I think.